Y'all, Michael Avenatti, we already know is a piece of shit. But in this article, it gets in more detail about this man that was having many health problems that won a $4 million settlement. And Michael Avenatti tricked him into signing a positive testimonial about him, knowing damn well he stole his money. I mean, this man is he is the ultimate piece of shit. So this came out in the Daily Mail. Michael Avenatti rushed to make his mentally ill paraplegic client sign a glowing testimonial when he realized the man would learn he stole his $4 million settlement, later using it as proof of his innocence, lawyer says. So this man's name is Jeffrey Johnson. All right. And there's a picture of him in this article, and we'll get to that shortly. So Michael Avenatti and his big bubble head made his mentally ill paraplegic client sign a positive testimonial about him when he realized the man would soon learn about the claim that he had stolen his $4 million settlement. I mean, you got to be a dirtbag to do that to somebody in the first place, but especially somebody that needed the money because of many health issues they had. You didn't care. You just spent their money. Later, using the statement as proof, he didn't steal from him. So that was the only reason why he wanted him to sign that statement. So he could later say, hey, I didn't steal from you. You said I was a good lawyer. Piece of dirtbag. The lawyer was exclusively told Daily Mail. So Avenatti was indicted for 36 criminal offenses last week, including charges that he stole the multi-million-dollar settlement from Jeffrey Johnson, who had hired Avenatti to fight a case against Los Angeles County after he was poorly treated in a county jail. After negotiating the $4 million settlement in 2015, Avenatti hid the cash from Johnson, pretending the money couldn't be paid out and doled out as little as $1,000 a month in advances. What? Oh, man. Oh, Michael is a scumbag. He stole the money and then told the man he would have to settle for $1,000 a month advances. Oh, man, this man is such... He should have more indictments on him. I hope they dig up more. It was revealed by Daily Mail that Avenatti had allegedly defrauded Johnson in a debtor's examination hearing last month, where the lawyer was grilled by a partner at his former firm over the assets. Immediately after the hearing, knowing that the story would get out, a panicked Avenatti drove to Johnson's house to try to cover up the alleged fraud. At this point, I wouldn't let this man I wouldn't let him nowhere near my property. Man, making him sign a testimonial that praised his services, Johnson's lawyer told the dailymail.com. You didn't give this man his money, and then you rushed over to give him papers to sign that you're some great attorney? Ooh, this ain't nothing new, y'all. Michael Avenatti's been doing this stuff throughout his whole career. This didn't just start happening. The embattled attorney then tweeted out a copy of the testimonial when the indictment dropped on April 11 as proof of his innocence in mishandling clients' money. Now, at this point, why didn't they get some type of order, keeping him from this client? Why did he still have access to him after spending up all of his money? And the courts know that that was the case. They should have had some kind of protection order for that client so that Avenatti would no longer have contact with them. But as you can see, that obviously didn't happen. Here's the man right here. This is Jeffrey Johnson. This is the man that he stole $4 million of his money from. Right here. Michael Avenatti will screw anybody over, as you can see. All right, so this went out on Twitter. Oh, and he posted the testimonial on Twitter that he tricked him into signing. Any claims that any money due clients were mishandled is bogus nonsense. So he put this out on Twitter the 11th of April. By way of example only, there are many more like this. Here is a document Mr. Johnson signed that he tricked him into signing less than a month ago, attesting to my ethics and how his case was handled. I look forward to proving my innocence. So here's the document Michael Avenatti ran over to have this customer sign after he stole all his money. And now he's posting it on Twitter. Like this clears him. No, this incriminates you even more. Client testimonial approval. I, Jeffrey Johnson. So so Avenatti wrote this up and then had the man sign it? I, Jeffrey Johnson, approve the following client testimonial and authorize Michael Avenatti, Esquire, to use it in connection with his marketing media efforts. When I met Michael Avenatti, I was in a very bad place and desperately needed an attorney to help me. Michael immediately stepped up. He has always fiercely advocated on my behalf, looked after my needs, communicated with me about all aspects of my case, and made sure I was taken care of. He is an exceptional, honest, and ethical attorney, and I feel fortunate to have had him represent me. Michael wrote this himself. This mentally ill man did not write this, y'all. He didn't write this. And then Michael Avenatti ran over to his house when he realized this story was going to break in the news and had him sign this. He probably didn't even know what he was signing. You know, a lot of people are like that. They don't read what they sign. And that's more than likely what happened. Mr. Avenatti took millions of dollars meant to compensate a client for a permanently disabling injury, stole the money, lied to the client about it for years, then tried to cover it up when the story began to break, leaving the client destitute. Johnson's attorney, Joshua Robbins, told dailymail.com. Damn. Avenatti tells dailymail.com Joshua Robbins is trying to get his name out there by fabricating a bogus story. He clearly does not know the details of the case or those of the client who he has evidently represented for less than a month. So he stole this man's money. Then when he gets called out on the carpet over it, he calls everybody a liar. Wow. He also doesn't understand what documents exist that completely undercut his story. I look forward to the truth and facts surrounding my representation of Mr. Johnson being presented at trial. So this is Michael Avenatti running his big mouth again. Johnson hired Avenatti, the former lawyer for porn star Stormy Daniels, in her lawsuit against Donald Trump to fight his case against Los Angeles County, eventually winning $4 million in a settlement. The 53-year-old uses a wheelchair and is numb from the waist on down after falling on his head while trying to hang himself in a Los Angeles jail cell. He shared with prisoners who would spit and throw species. Oh man. Let me go back and see. He shared a cell with prisoners that would spit and throw feces at him. Ew. Okay, so he tried to commit suicide. That's where his injuries came from. Oh man. You see, and then Michael Avenatti targeted this man to steal from? Wow. The indictment reveals Avenatti, 48, paid Johnson as little as $1,000 per month, giving him a total of $124,000 over 4 years. That's it? Out of $4 million? Wow. So this is his new attorney right here. This is Johnson's new attorney, Joshua Robbins. So you stole this man's money and then you turned around and gave him $1,000 a month for the last 4 years? Okay, so here is the day the indictment against Michael Avenatti was announced. Avenatti tweeted out Johnson's testimonial, saying the government's claim were bogus nonsense. Wow. Settlement agreement and release of all claims. So, wow. So this is the document they were able to obtain that the client had a multi-million-dollar settlement. And it also outlines, yes, because it's got a plaintiff $4 million settlement. And it talks about his mental and health issues in the document as well. So here's the actual court document of his winnings. Wow. And he stole this man's money. Johnson, duped out of his compensation, was forced to live off disability benefits until the payments were cut off. When Social Security, SSA, heard about his $4 million payout, which he never got. So he was at least getting disability and they cut him off from that. So this man literally had no income because of Michael Avenatti. Wow. Y'all, I'll leave the link to this article in the description box. This is some messed up mess. Please tell me what you think. This is just crazy. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.